to the channel. We are doing Sewcialites again today, and we're doing a super cute little flower today that was designed by my friend Heather Briggs. She is a designer for Moda. Her business is called My So Quilty Life, and she's a good friend of mine. I do a lot of long arm quilting for her, and I love to watch all of the things that she comes up with. I met her before she started designing fabric, when she just designed patterns, and I started quilting for her, and we've become good friends, and it's been a lot of fun to watch her grow and prosper. So I always love to see the success, especially just in this industry. It's just so cool. So anyway, we're going to make this sweet little flower block. It's a very unique looking flower. So these are going to be square and a square. Then we're going to do a flying geese on either side, and then another little block on the corner. So I decided that today I'm going to just do traditional cutting. I'm not going to use the paper, so that we can kind of compare and see what we think about the two different techniques. So I'm going to do my cutting. I'm not going to use the papers, and then we are going to come back here, start sewing, and we'll see what we think. All right, so let's go get our rotary cutter out. Okay, so last week I put my extension table here to try to use that, and I didn't really like it, so I'm back to just having my little glow board here to do my cutting and no extension table. So for this block, the first step, so I have everything cut. I have my A's and my B's are my background. My C's I did this color, and then D's I did a similar color but a different design. And then the E, I did this salmon color, and the F is the center of the flower. I did a golden yellow, that's a grunge. So the first step is to do our square and a square. So that's going to be these tiny little blocks right here. And so I'm not going to use the papers. We're just going to follow the instructions the way that they're written on the pattern. So we're going to start with an E, and then we're going to sew a B and an F to the top left corner and the bottom right corner. So I'm not going to draw my lines. I'm just going to sew from corner to corner using my seam tape. We'll see how that goes. I'm really gambling here on my accuracy, so we'll see. Probably should take the time to draw the lines, but I'm not gonna. So I just put a couple of stitches in at the top, and then I line up my bottom corner right here with my seam tape, and then I just hold my fingers on either side to keep it from wiggling, and then my part of my square and a square. So we're gonna do that to all four of our E blocks. The grunge, the mustard grunge on the bottom right, and then a background on the top left. Okay, so we have our yellow ones on there. Now let's do our backgrounds on the top left corner. All right, so let's go ahead and trim these four and then press them. Make sure that none of them are crazy. Let's go ahead and press them, and we'll work on the other two corners. Okay, so I don't starch my fabric, never have. So I like to use a really hot iron on the wool pressing mat. I have that to the right of me over here, and that's how I like to do my sewing. I'm all self-taught, so in the beginning when I first started learning, I didn't have any tools. I used scissors and cardboard, and I didn't know how to sew, and there weren't YouTube videos back then, so I didn't know anything about starch. And the first couple of times I have tried starch a time or two, and I just don't really like it. I don't like that you can't maneuver the fabric a little bit and kind of manipulate it the way it needs to go just by a hair. I also really don't like the way it makes my hands feel. It makes my hands feel super sticky, and I don't like that at all. So if you like to starch, you definitely should starch. I just don't like to. So that is the great thing about the quilting industry, is you can do whatever you want because there is no boss. All right, I think I already like not using the paper is better. It seems much faster to me. We shall see though. Okay, so let's go press, and then we will do a little trim on these just to cut off some of the wonky ends. So here's my little wool mat that I use, and this is the little iron that I use. I love it. It gets nice and hot, and so that's what I do, and then I put my clappers over them. This is what I do when I'm not sewing on camera also. I sew on the other side of the room, and I keep a TV tray on the right side of me for my pressing and a TV tray on the left side of me for my cutting, and then I don't get up at all. I just swerve back and forth. And so now they're nice and flat, and we will trim them down just a little. They don't look like they need to be trimmed much. I'm just lining up the 1/4 inch and cutting off. There's just a tiny little bit on the edge that I've trimmed down. Okay, so here's our little block that we're making. So we have our yellow in the center for our cute little flower. And so we can go ahead and sew that together if we want to, because we're gonna have a flying geese over here and another flying geese right here. So if you want to go ahead and sew that one together, you can. Now we're going to use the A's and the C's. And we're going to make those 2 flying geese. So we're just going to sew corner to corner. And now we're going to go ahead and press those and sew the other side on. And since I don't put my lines anything under a couple of inches, I don't usually draw the line. I just use my seam tape. So what I do is I just start stitching in this first corner, and then I stop. So I get a couple of stitches in there, and then I stop, and then I line up my bottom, and I put my finger on either side, line it up with that little line, and then sew down to the corner. I've been sewing for many, many, many years, and it's just sort of muscle memory to me now. But I will tell you that I was definitely the worst person, the worst sewist ever when I first started. I have some horrendous stories. I did some such stupid things, and it took me forever to learn. I was terrible for a very long time. So don't let that confuse you. I have not always been good at what I do, for sure. Alrighty, so now we have a little flying geese for right here, and another one for right there, and then that little guy is gonna go there. How sweet is that? Okay, so let's go ahead and get these together and see what kind of outcome we have. I'm gonna try to line these up. I'm gonna go ahead and press mine open. Now let's do these two. And I'm going to press those open as well. I'm going to trim this piece down. There's just a little piece that is sticking out just a little bit. It is not perfect right there, but it is perfect enough for me. And then I'm going to line up my center seam and put a pin in it. And I think that gets my other two sides. This side is going to be a little bit short, I think. Not too bad. I've cut off just a little bit right there, but I am okay with it. I tend to be a bit of a perfectionist when I'm dealing with larger pieces, but when I am sewing 3/4 inch squares and 1 inch squares, I give myself some grace. If it is not exactly perfect, I don't go crazy. All right, so I'm going to press this one open as well. Then I'm going to sew these two together and we're going to be done. So now we're going to go sew this one to this one. And we are going to, I went ahead and pressed this one open as well. So all of this block is pressed open. And then I'm going to line up this seam. And I'm going to line up the center of my flying geese with my center seam back here. And so. Oh, it turned out so cute. Okay, we're gonna go press that open also. All right, it's nice and flat and we can trim it down just a smidge. Ta-da! So I will have to say I do enjoy no papers better than with papers. Okay, so what did you think of that block? I really think I like working without the papers better. I don't like having to follow the instructions on the papers, and I don't really like having to pull them off. It might give me a little bit better outcome, but I don't really think I can tell the difference in papers versus no papers. So I'm on team no paper, but you do whatever you want to do. If you like working with papers, then that's exactly what you should do. So next week we are going to make a flutter block. Let's see if we can find it here. Oh, here it is. No, maybe not. No, yes, that's it. Yes. So next week we are going to make this flutter block. It is going to be a pretty simple, easy block. It's just a couple of squares and we are not going to have a hard time making this one at all. So I know you can do it. So make sure you come back next week and check it out. I'm really glad that you hung out with me and I would love to see you next time. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thanks a bunch and have a great weekend.